Hello, dear students. Welcome to another episode of our English series, which are intended for grade 11 students. In this lesson, we are going to talk about some types of animals which are threatened of extinction. We are going to see the problems that these animals face and the things we can do to help protect them. So please, if you want to learn more about this, stay with us and we'll be back immediately after this short break. Welcome back, dear students. As I mentioned earlier before this break, our lesson is going to be about lesson 3 from unit 11, and it's going to be from the workbook, page 76. You can follow me in your books. As I mentioned, our lesson is about endangered species, that is, species that have or face the danger of being extinct, that is, no more exist in life. These types of animals include, we have a long list of animals which are endangered, like the first, as you can see on the first picture, the Bengal tiger and the green turtle. We also have the mountain gorilla, the Galapagos penguin, the giant panda, and of course other animals like the orangutan, the polar bear, the rhinoceros, and the deer. The list of endangered animals is very long, but in this lesson we are going to talk about only 2 species. So before that, let's see our new words for this lesson. These are the 2 animals that we are going to talk about, that is orangutan and the African elephant. Our first vocabulary item in this lesson will be the word hybrid. Hybrid is a noun and it means the offspring of 2 plants or animals of different species or varieties. We have examples of hybrids. We have here 3 pictures of 3 hybrids. The first one is a hybrid between a zebra and a horse, and it is called zorse. Another hybrid is the liger, which is a hybrid between lion and tiger. And the third picture is about a cama, which is the offspring of a camel and a llama. A sentence illustrating this word could be, a zorse is a hybrid between a zebra and a horse. And of course you can make sentences of your own with the words liger and cama. Our next word is kidnap. Kidnap, and as the picture illustrates, we have someone taking another person by force. So the meaning of the word kidnap is to take someone away illegally by force. An example for this word could be, children should keep away from strangers for fear that they would kidnap them. Normally criminals, when they kidnap a person, they ask for a ransom, a large sum of money, before they can release that kidnapped person. Our next word is latter, and it is an adjective. Latter means or denotes the second or second mention of 2 people or things. For example, you say, my friend suggested either going to the cinema or watching a movie at home, and I accepted the latter. The latter here, is it going to the cinema or watching a movie at home? Which is the latter mentioned? Of course, watching a movie at home. So the word latter refers to the second or second mentioned of 2 things or people. Our next word is nominal, and it is an adjective. It means existing in name only. For example, we say her title of vice president had been nominal only. That is only by name. She did not actually take the role of vice president. And another illustration of this word could be, they charge a nominal fee for the service. But in this case, here nominal means of a little amount. That is, a little amount of money for the service. So nominal could be existing in name only, or it can also mean small amount of something. Our next word is toenail. Toenail. As the picture illustrates, you have two toes, and in each toe you have a nail. So it is a toenail. The nail at the top of each toe, and toes are found in our feet. In our hands, we talk about fingers, but in our feet, we have toes. So the nail of your toe is called toenail. Our next word is task. Now you see this lovely piece of art made from a task. What is a task? It is that long pointed tooth that sticks out of the mouth of animals like elephants and others like the walrus. So we have here elephants, two pictures of elephants, and in the middle we have a walrus. They all have what we call tasks, and these tasks are expensive, and some animals are killed for these tasks. Okay, now we come to our reading passage, and you are asked to read the text and then put the sentences below in their correct place in the article. And it mentions that there are two more sentences than you need. So we have 5 paragraphs and we have 7 sentences. That is 2 extra sentences that we are not going to use. Our sentences are A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And we are going to read them later on. Now let's see our first paragraph. By the way, this type of question is useful for both reading and writing, because you are going to notice that these sentences take the role of what we call a topic or a thesis sentence. So we are going to read the paragraph, find its general idea, and then find the sentence which talks about this idea in the paragraph. Right? Now, our first paragraph says, orangutans were once widespread throughout Southeast Asia, but now are only found in the wild on the islands of Borneo and Sumatra. 10 years ago, there were approximately 40,000 orangutans in the wild. And then we have a blank sentence, and after the sentence, we have, there are many reasons why orangutans have become endangered. One important reason is habitat destruction. Our planet is continually changing, causing habitats to be altered or modified. So the sentences that come after the missed sentence talk about what? We have many reasons why orangutans have become endangered. One important reason is habitat destruction and the changing of the planet and the environment. So we have reasons why these animals are endangered. Our list of sentences is this. So which sentence talks about the dangers that face orangutans? The first sentence A, it says, due to the trade in animal parts, many species suffer high rates of exploitation. Does it fit our paragraph? How about the second one? For poor people living in these areas, orangutans can bring in money but can also be a threat. Again, we have no mentioning of these areas, so it's not, probably it's not this sentence. Number or letter C, there are now around 20,000 and this number is decreasing every year. There are now around 20,000. Remember, our paragraph gives some numbers and talks about the reasons why this number is decreasing. So this sentence could best be a topic sentence for our paragraph. And this is the right one. There are now around 20,000 and this number is decreasing every year. And the coming sentences will explain why this number is decreasing. So this is our sentence. There are now around 20,000 and this number is decreasing every year because. we have many reasons, and one of them is habitat destruction and then the change of environment. That was our first paragraph. Our second paragraph talks about, we have a starting sentence, which is the topic one. Every year, thousands of acres of trees are cut down for wood and to give farmers new land to grow their crops. So this sentence talks about cutting trees. Serious forest fires and also forest fires also destroyed large areas of forest in the 1990s. Orangutans depend on the forest for shelter and food and need large areas to find insects and fruit to eat. So we need a sentence which talks about cutting trees and forests. Our list of sentences, let's find where forests are mentioned. It is letter E. The natural habitat of the orangutan is the forest, but the forest itself is in danger. So this could best be placed in this paragraph. The natural habitat of the orangutan is the forest, but the forest itself is in danger because of these reasons. People or farmers cut down trees and we have forest fires. All right? So far, things are doing well, and I guess that you are following with me and know how to put a sentence in its right place. Our third paragraph, we have an opening sentence and then the details, which are, because of the reduction in the size of the forest where they live, orangutans sometimes eat some of the crops that farmers grow. We have here what orangutans do to the crops of farmers. Therefore, it is common for people to kill adult orangutans to protect their crops. And in return, farmers kill them. And to kidnap and sell baby orangutans as pets. So farmers kill adult orangutans and kidnap and sell baby orangutans as pets. However, as adults, orangutans can be aggressive and difficult to keep. So we need a sentence which talks in general about what farmers do to orangutans. Where is our sentence? How about the first one? Due to the trade in animal parts, many species suffer high rates of exploitation. This could be a good sentence. But how about B? For poor people living in these areas, orangutans can bring in money but can also be a threat. So this sentence talks about how orangutans could be a source of income to some farmers because they sell them. And the last part of the sentence says that sometimes they can be a threat, and this is what our paragraph talks about. So this is the best sentence to complete our paragraph. For poor people living in these areas, orangutans can bring in money but can also be a threat. So this is the right paragraph for this sentence. Our next paragraph is about, we have an opening sentence as usual, and then it mentions, since the start of the 20th century, poaching has significantly reduced the population of African elephants in certain regions. This paragraph talks about another type of animals, which is the African elephant. Currently, the African elephant has nominal governmental protection, but poaching is still a major threat to the African elephant's survival. Illegal hunting creates orphans who are unable to care for themselves and removes mature elephants from the population, thereby preventing the birth of new elephants. So we need a sentence which introduces what happens to elephants and what dangers elephants face. This is our list with the sentences that we have already taken eliminated. So is it A, B, or is it A, D, F, or G? Look at the first one. Due to the trade in animal parts. Does it talk about parts? Many species suffer high rates of exploitation. Could be. How about D? Several charity organizations are working to save the orangutans. This sentence talks about orangutans, and our paragraph talks about elephants, so it doesn't match. How about F? Zoologists distinguish between two species of African elephants, the African forest elephant and the African bush elephant. Also, this talks about elephants, but maybe it's not. Let's see this, the last one. The orangutan is an incredibly intelligent and sociable creature. Here again, it talks about orangutan, which is not the topic of our paragraph. So our choice remains between A and D. Sorry, A and F. So which one do you think is correct? How about the first one? Due to the trade in animal parts, many species suffer high rates of exploitation, that is, using and profiting from these animals. This could be our best choice. So, if we look at the paragraph again, due to the trade in animal parts, many species suffer higher rates of exploitation. And here we talk about killing elephants and removing mature elephants from a population and preventing the birth of new elephants. So this matches well our paragraph. Our last paragraph is, the latter has a longer and narrower jawbone. Around their ears, a different number of toenails, straighter and downward pointing tusks, and is of a considerably smaller size. However, hybrids between the two species commonly occur. Here, if you look at the first sentence, the latter, it means that the sentence that precedes it talks about two things. So the latter has longer, you can see the comparative form of the adjective long, and narrower. So here we are comparing two species. So which sentence introduces two types of elephants? It must be F. Zoologists distinguish between two species of African elephants. So this is the correct choice, and the extra ones are D and G. So this is our sentence. As you have noticed, choosing topic sentences are very important. So either when reading or writing, make focus on these topic sentences because they give you the main idea about what's going to happen. So when you write, you need to do the same thing. Write a sentence that gives general information about what's going to happen. And what comes next will be just explanation or elaboration or examples of what has been mentioned earlier. Okay. Now that we have finished our reading passage, we need to see some comprehension questions about this text. Number one, it says, the text mentions many reasons why a particular animal may become endangered. List them and add some further reasons of your own. We need to find the reasons that endanger animals that are mentioned in the text, and we are also requested to add a few ideas from our own. So if you remember the passage, the reasons that were mentioned are habitat destruction, that is, the home or the place where these animals live is destroyed because of many reasons, because people or farmers cut down thousands of acres of trees every year. But why do farmers cut trees? Because they need food, and also they want to get new land to grow their crops. This is one reason which makes the life of some animals in danger. And we have also forest fires, which destroy large areas of forest, and consequently, they destroy the habitat of these animals. Another reason is what we call poaching, that is, killing animals or hunting them. People kill and hunt animals for many reasons, either for meat or skin or tusks, as in the case of elephants. So if you want to summarize the reasons that make the life of these animals in danger, we can talk about, for example, habitat destruction, poaching, forest fires, and we can think of pollution as one of the reasons why these animals are in danger. We have pollution and what we call global warming. Global warming is a threat not only to animals but to us as humans as well. Now, another question would be, can you think of how to save endangered animals? Can you think of possible ways to save endangered animals? If we know the reasons, then we can find the solutions. So we can protect animals from extinction if we protect their habitat. If we save and make sure that their habitats are safe, this is a way we can protect them. Or we can stop or ban poaching, that is killing and hunting animals. We can also control forest fires and stop pollution and control global warming. This is for the benefit of animals and for us as well. Now, from these questions, we can generate some set book questions which you will be asked in your exams. Some of these questions could be, suggest ways to help protect endangered animals. We saw the answer earlier in notes, in the form of notes, but here we want to make complete sentences. We can say, for example, there are different ways to protect them, that is, animals. First, we must protect their natural habitat. Second, we must ban hunting them. Finally, we can use media channels to make people aware of their importance in our environment. Now, these types of complete sentences or others of your own are requested as answers to such type of set book questions. Another question we can have, why shouldn't we cut down trees? In general, why should we protect forests and not cut down trees? There are many reasons for that, but as an example, we can say some animals depend on them for food and shelter. If we cut trees, it means we cut the source of food for some animals. They help reduce pollution. It's true that trees help reduce pollution because they give us oxygen. They add beauty to nature. Besides, they, that is trees, add a sort of beauty to nature. So that was some questions for our set book questions. Now here I have made a question for thought. This question is for you to think about it and maybe to elaborate on it and to write what we call a sort of composition. That is a complete article about, are you for or against spending so much money on saving endangered species when there are people starving in the world? Why? Justify your answer. This question, as I said, could be a composition question because it gives you the chance to write freely and openly and express your opinion. Are you for or against spending money on animals or on people? That money we spend on animals, some people think it would be better if we spent it on starving people. Of course, as I said, whenever you write or you have a writing task, you need to plan it. So maybe we can plan something for this question like this. If we spend money on animals, what does it mean? If we spend money on animals, it means that animals can't take care of themselves and they create a balance in our ecosystem. This is why we need to spend money on animals and protect their lives. But if we spend money on people, it's also important because it's difficult to feed the increasing population. We need money for our development. You see that both animals and people need to have money to help them survive and keep in life. So whether you are for the first one or the second one, you need to give your reasons and elaborate on this. This would be a task that I assign for you to write it and hand it to your teacher. And this brings me to the end of our lesson, and I hope you have learned a few things about the things that make the lives of some animals in danger, and one day you will be part of a campaign to help protect animals. I hope to see you another time. Until then, I wish you good luck and have a nice time.